Welcome back. In the previous module, we explored how anxiety works in the body and why the sensations you experience while uncomfortable are not dangerous. In this module, we're going to focus on self-monitoring. That phrase can sound a bit technical, but in this course, it means something very simple and gentle. Learning to notice your own anxiety patterns with curiosity rather than judgment. There is no fixing in this module. There is no pushing. There is nothing you need to change yet. This is about understanding how your anxiety operates, so it feels less confusing and less in control.
Self-monitoring is not about watching yourself constantly or analyzing every thought. It simply means becoming aware of what tends to trigger anxiety for you, how anxiety shows up in your body, what you usually do when it appears. When anxiety feels unpredictable, it feels more frightening. But when patterns start to emerge, anxiety becomes something you can understand rather than fear. Self-monitoring gives you information. Information gives you choice. And choice brings confidence.
A trigger is anything that activates your anxiety system. Triggers can be external, such as certain places, shops, public transport, open spaces, being far from home. They can also be situational, such as being alone, waiting in a queue, feeling trapped or observed, and sometimes, triggers are internal. Physical sensations like dizziness or a racing heart, thoughts or worries, memories of past anxiety or panic. Triggers are not dangerous. They are simply cues that your nervous system has learned to associate with threat. Your brain is not trying to harm you. It is trying to protect you, even if it's being overprotective.
Once a trigger appears, anxiety often follows a familiar sequence. First, a sensation might appear in the body, perhaps tension, lightheadedness, or a change in breathing. Then the mind reacts, often very quickly, with thoughts such as, "Something's wrong. I can't cope. I need to get out of here." These thoughts increase fear, which increases physical sensations. This can feel like anxiety comes out of nowhere, but it usually follows this pattern. Noticing this sequence is powerful. It reminds you that anxiety is a process, not an emergency.
When anxiety rises, most people naturally do something to try to feel safer. This might include leaving a situation, avoiding it altogether, staying close to home, only going out with someone else, sitting near exits, reassuring yourself repeatedly, planning escape routes. These are known as avoidance or safety behaviors. They make sense. They developed to help you cope, and in the short term, they often reduce anxiety. But over time, they teach the nervous system something important. I wasn't safe without this behavior. This keeps anxiety going. Not because you're doing anything wrong, but because the system hasn't had a chance to learn that you're safe without avoidance. Self-monitoring helps you notice these behaviors without judgment or pressure. Awareness always comes before change.
One of the most important parts of self-monitoring is how you do it. This is not about blaming yourself or trying to catch anxiety. Instead, you might gently notice what situations trigger anxiety. What sensations show up first? What thoughts tend to appear? What do I usually do next? You don't need to fix any of this yet. You're simply learning how your anxiety system works, like getting to know a sensitive alarm rather than fighting it. Kindness is essential here. Judgment increases threat. Curiosity reduces it.
Take a moment now to reflect. You might quietly ask yourself, are there situations I consistently avoid? Are there patterns in how my anxiety begins? What behaviors do I rely on to feel safe? There are no right answers. You don't need to write anything down unless you want to. Simply noticing is enough. This awareness is progress.
In this module, you've learned what self-monitoring really means, how triggers, sensations, thoughts, and behaviors connect, why avoidance makes sense, and how it maintains anxiety, how to observe your patterns without criticism. In the next module, we'll begin building coping tools, practical ways to support yourself when anxiety shows up, so you don't feel you have to escape from it. Take your time before moving on. Understanding yourself is a powerful step forward.
Congratulations on completing Module 3. You are making good progress. We look forward to seeing you in Module 4, but please take your time.